This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weight. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, what up? Happy Wednesday. Day before Thanksgiving, Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Coming up today in the Major Mortgage Man Cave, Alex Eshelman joins us. Another edition of That's What She Said. And we'll be talking Cats-Griz, the game plus the playoffs. Both the Cats and the Grizz have the weekend off, which is really a good thing for Montana State. There's no question about that. We'll also talk turkey. What's your favorite part of Thanksgiving? You can text at or tweet at JWalkerSports. You can text 406-209-1267 or call in. You can also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Listen on Podbean Network on Sports. Go to JasonWalkerShow.com. This opening segment of the Jason Walker Show is brought to you by our good friends at Montana Custom Log Homes. This is family-owned and operated business. It's veteran-owned and operated, along with women-owned, operated. There's three divisions: milled, handcrafted, and timber frame. Milled means consistent diameter from 8 inches up to 24 inches in diameter and up to 60 feet long. Handcrafted, every log scribed to fit with the next log, all corners hand-chipped to fit snugly together. And timber frame can be accent pieces such as trusses, ceiling, or wall timbers to a whole house, dovetailed together with timber walls. They offer project management services. They'll stack your log package. All your builder has to do really is just to finish it out. The largest home to date, 30,000 square foot. The most interesting, I found this out the other day, the most interesting project that Montana Custom Log Homes has done, a nonagon structure, two-tiered roof that spans 60 feet in diameter and built to withstand 180 mile per hour hurricane winds. It's currently Captain Jack's wing house on Coco Cay for Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines in the Bahamas. It withstood a hurricane in the Bahamas. So, Montana Custom Log Homes. Visit yourcustomlog.com. All right. I got a text message last night, and it was a really good question. And I'm going to bring this up to you as well. No name, just says an ex-Frontier Conference fan. But the text read, what's going on with the Frontier Football Conference? It needs to get overhauled from top to bottom, allowing 7-year seniors to get all the accolades, but restricting athletes to transfer to other Frontier schools by making them sit out a year. All right. Thank you for the text. And I will say, I agree. I love Kent Paulson. Things need to change up top, though. Athletic directors in the Frontier, a couple of them need to be figured out. The Frontier Conference, look, their awards came out yesterday. Now, the 7-year senior deal, I will say, because of COVID, everybody kind of got an extra year. But when it comes to transferring in the Frontier, it's a joke. And a lot of conferences have this. But, I was talking to a well-known football coach about a month ago in the Frontier who said, look, they need to let this go. Like, at least one time transfer, no punishment. If you transfer from Rocky to Western, you don't have to sit out a year. Basketball, football, whatever the sport. And it makes sense. It's really a good idea. A lot of other conferences have waived it. NCAA, and the such. So I think this needs to happen. I think the Frontier needs to Well, the Frontier needs to grow up a little bit, honestly, from the top to the bottom. I mean, look, the Frontier knew in, 2012 that Westminster was leaving, and in basketball and volleyball, nothing done. The Frontier knew that Dickinson was leaving, nothing done. Frontier knew that LC State was going to leave, nothing done. So now you got these just stupid basketball and volleyball schedules. Their football has always been a joke. You play each other twice for the most part, which is ridiculous. And you just kill yourself when it comes to the playoffs. Because instead of getting 2 or 3 teams in, you're only going to get 1 because you beat the hell out of each other. So the Frontier needs to look at itself and do a lot of changing. It really does. Maybe I'll become the commissioner. How about that? When Kent Paulson retires, maybe I'll become commissioner of the Frontier. And the first thing I would do is merge the Frontier with the Cascade and have one big super conference. You've already got soccer and softball and football playing across the board, with Cascade and Frontier. So let's do it. Losing LC State hurt basketball, for sure. It hurt golf. It hurt cross country. But let's get the Cascade and the Frontier together in one super conference. Have the Cascade division. Have the Frontier division. You've got travel partners. You've got non-conference games for basketball especially, and volleyball. It needs to happen. The Frontier needs a lot of work. There's no question. The Frontier relied on its laurels a long time. You had Carroll, unbelievable run in football till 2012 or 2011. Southern Oregon had a good run for a couple of years in football. LC State basketball, Carroll basketball, Western winning a national championship on the women's side in 2019, which that's the banner that hangs there. But the Frontier needs to be rejuvenated. I really think so. In a lot of different ways. And it starts on top. Kent Paulson's done a fantastic job. He really has. But things need to change. The Frontier needs to be adjusted. It needs an attitude adjustment. Frontier used to be the best. It's not anymore. It's not. You saw Western get blown out by Lindsey Wilson. And Montana Western was a great football team. Great defense, solid offense. But the Frontier just hasn't competed in the playoffs in football as of late, the last few years. Carroll in the spring was a joke. Losing 55-0 to Morningside. Come on. So, the Frontier just needs some work. It really does. And people can be upset with me. I've only covered it for 8 years, blah, blah, blah. They've been in it for 30, blah, blah, blah. Look, I get it. But things need to evolve. Things need to change. Big Sky's done it. SEC's had to do it. People used to say the NAI is the SEC of, or the Frontier is the SEC of the NAI. It's not anymore. It's really not. So the Frontier in all sports needs an attitude adjustment. Speaking of realignment, Jason Walker Show, we are presented in part by Montana Custom Log Homes, this segment. And Montana Custom Log Homes wishes everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time with family and friends. Love those guys. The family's fantastic. Montana Custom Log Homes. Visit yourcustomlog.com. The MHSA did some realignment, and yesterday announcing that a few things are changing. Montana High School Executive Board approved 7 schools to different levels. Thompson Falls, which just won the 8-man championship over Drummond Phillipsburg, will head back to Class B. All the other sports at Thompson Falls and the Blue Hawks compete in Class B. Now their football team will. Denton Geyser Stanford Grass Range Winnett is going to stay a co-op, apparently, and move from 6 to 8-man. Valley Christian moving up to 8-man. Deer Lodge dropping. How about this? Deer Lodge going to drop from Class B to 8-man. Wow. Absaroka, Twin Bridges, Great Falls Central dropping from 8 to 6. 4 divisions moving to 5 and 8-man now. You're going to have South Central and Southeastern, along with Eastern, Northern, and Western. Let's see here. What else is going on? The board also approved submitting an annual meeting proposal for member schools to vote on adding boys baseball as an MHSA sanctioned sport. Look, I love baseball. I think baseball is the greatest sport ever, but it should not be in high schools. I mean, seriously, how do you play it? We have enough trouble with softball in the spring. How are you going to play baseball? And I get it. I love baseball. Like I said, it's the best sport out there. But man, oh man, come on. Terrible. So there you go. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Thanksgiving pre-show continues. If you'd like to weigh in, what is the best part of Thanksgiving? Is it hanging out with family and friends? Is it food? Is it napping? Was it tryptophan in the turkey? I got to smoke 3 turkeys tomorrow. By the way, I got my booster shot in my left arm, so my arm's a little sore. I didn't die, so that's good. But that tracking device is floating somewhere in my left bicep. But I have both my biceps as opposed to Gage Groswich or whatever his name is out there in Kenosha. But too soon? Anyway, we'll take a break. We'll come back. That's what she said on the way. We're going to talk to Alex Eshelman, get her thoughts on the Cat-Griz game and what else is coming up for the Cats and the Grizz, aside from the playoffs. Bobcat Volleyball with a nice showing. We'll talk to her about that at the Big Sky Championships. But what to expect as both the Cats and the Grizz have the week off, getting ready for the second round of the playoffs on December 3rd and 4th, that weekend. We will talk to Alex Eshelman when we return. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it's your vehicle, it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. This opening segment brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes. Check them out, yourcustomlog.com.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Fall is officially here, and now is the perfect time to get your rig tuned up before the big hunt. That means a lift kit from Auto Concepts. An Auto Concepts lift kit will help take you places only the animals can go. And when you do get that big one, make sure you have help to get it home with a winch to pull it out. Or maybe you'll be a good friend and help pull someone out of the snowbank. Check out AutoConceptsHelena.com for more ideas. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
You know, sometimes we try new music and it sucks. I'm not sure about this one. I don't even know what it's called. What's it called? Pins and Needles. Terrible. Let's try this one. How about this one? There we go. Something more you can dance to, maybe, if you're a cheerleader. I don't know. Stand on the sideline, freezing your tail off, Washington Grizzly Stadium. I don't know. All right, let's stop it. Boom. All right, Jason Walker Show, presented by Rucker's Furniture. This segment, make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. We welcome in our great friend, Alex Eshelman. Okay, how are you?
Well, I'm dressed like I am much colder than I actually am right now. Obviously, I'm inside, so I apologize for the beanie and the turtleneck and the jacket, but it's fine. I've been running in and outside, so excuse the look here. But
well, you look great as always, and I don't mean that like. Can I say that? Can guys say that anymore to girls? Like, you look great?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
I think it depends on the person, but hey, I'll take a compliment anytime. So thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. That's what she said. It is brought to you by Dinner's Done Right. Alex Eshelman joining us. I'm doing well. I went bowling today with the wife or I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to say the wife. My wife, her mother, and her nephew. I hadn't bowled in like 6 years. I broke out my literal. I have bowling shoes. I have bowling balls. I used to be really good.
Wow.
And I was about at my average of what it was 5-6 years ago, so that was good.
I wish I could say I was a good bowler. I'm not at all. And my group of friends loves to go to the Bozeman Bowl. That was basically our 2020 winter. And I lost every time. And I was picked last between both the captains. And I just had to embrace it because I'm not good. But I would like to get better. And I don't take myself too seriously when I bowl. So that's the most important part.
Exactly. Alex Eshelman joining us here, Jason Walker Show. I got kicked out of the Bozeman Bowl one time.
Oh, no, Jason. What happened?
There may have been some adult beverages involved.
Okay. Normal. That's what should happen when you're bowling.
Yeah, we got kicked out, and I've never been back since, and that was 11 years ago, 10 years ago. So
it happens. I'm not the first person to be kicked out of the Bozeman Bowl.
No, and I won't be the last. All right, before we talk football, I got to know favorite part of Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is tomorrow. You'll be in Bozeman, but what is your favorite part?
Well, for sure, my favorite part is just spending time with family. I know that's kind of a basic answer, but I feel very fortunate to have a really close family, and even more fortunate for the fact that I have my aunt and uncle who happens to basically be like second parents to me. They live in Livingston, and then their two sons are basically brothers to me, and they live in Bozeman. So we're all going to head over there with my parents. They're flying in, and my sister, and have just a really fun, nice Thanksgiving together. But if we're talking food, Jason, I would definitely say, I don't know. I just love the whole thing. I think I'll say mashed potatoes and gravy. You have to have that. And then dessert-wise, Coach BJ Robertson and I had a very long conversation about this last year. This is really when we realized, like, we could be best friends. we both agreed that apple pie over pumpkin pie any day of the week.
100% agree with you. This is why you're the best. Pumpkin pie is gross.
It's not gross.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's just the whole pumpkin thing. I like it, but I'm not obsessed with it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I'll accept that. It's still disgusting. See, I'm a fan.
Not if you have Cool Whip on top. Not if you just compile it with whipped cream. There you go. That's how you do it.
Well, that's the way I used to be able to eat peas. Was I'd smash them up like mashed potatoes, cooked peas, and then smother them in A1. So that's and carrots, same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, A1 goes good on a lot of things. Maybe I'll try it on pumpkin pie.
Okay. I'll try that. I don't know if the whole mashed peas thing. I don't know if I could get behind that, or carrots. But you know, it's okay. Whatever floats your boat. That sounds good. A1 sauce is good.
Yes, it is. We are talking with Alex Eshelman about a lot of things. All right, let's get into it. Cats offense did not show up for really. It's about a month straight almost. I mean, that Weber game. A lot of people said then. Why, this, and they still keep doing it, and the Grizz were stacking 8, and the Cats had nowhere to run, and all of a sudden they lose 29-10. You were there. Thoughts on the game?
Well, first of all, what an experience. That was my first Cats-Griz, and I was happy that it was in Missoula because I've heard so much hype about Washington Grizzly Stadium, and I will say it rose to the occasion. Okay. It was everything that I expected it was going to be. It was extremely loud. It was extremely rowdy. The setting with the mountains in the background, Mountain Sentinel in the background, was second to none when it comes to a college football scene. So I applaud the Grizz for creating that type of experience for people in Montana. The second thing is, I've been covering the Cats all season long, and I'd be lying if I said my heart wasn't hurting at one point a little bit for the Cats. Montana just said to themselves, we've lost this thing 4 years in a row, and it's not happening this time around. It's just simply not happening. And that's exactly how it felt as soon as the game started. They just kind of took control, and the Cats, they fell short in this one. That's just plain and simple. And I think they just got to a place at one point in the game where it was halftime, and I was thinking, all right, they could very well make a comeback. This could be like Miracle in Missoula 2.0. It's happened before. It can happen again. But it just kind of seemed the same as it was in that first half coming into the second half. And then at one point, I mean, you kind of just had to face your fate in the sense, at least for the Bobcats, in that they were not going to win. So it was definitely interesting, sad for the Bobcats, especially because I have covered them all year long. However, the Grizz earned this one. So, hats off to them. They killed it.
Well, and their defense played so well. But I think, and I brought this up Monday, Alex, is to me what was lost in it, and give the Grizz all the credit. They won the game.
Right.
But the Cats defense had 5 sacks of Cam Humphrey. They held the Grizz to 5 field goals. Otherwise, we're talking a blowout game. Mm-hmm. But I think the Cats defense was overlooked and overshadowed by how well the Grizz defense played in that game. But you got to give the Cats defense for keeping them in it, at least, right?
Oh, definitely. And I think that's been one of the storylines of various games this year. I think that the Cats defense has definitely showed up in times of need. However, there have been moments where the offense has done that for the defense. Mm-hmm. So in this case, in this game, it was all Cats defense, and the offense just struggled to get it going.
We are talking with ABC Fox Montana sports reporter Alex Eshelman. That's what she said, Jason Walker Show. There was a lot on the line for both teams. And, I talked about it all last week. Everybody talked about it. But there was more on the line, I think, for the Cats. And I want to say this the nice way, but they failed miserably.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Is there a good way to say that?
In the room, you have to address the elephant in the room, and yeah, they 100% came up short. And the coaches, speaking with them throughout the past couple days, they know that. It's not like they're acting like, oh, whatever. I mean, Coach Vigen said it himself. You can't overlook this loss. You have to go back to the drawing board, watch the film, figure out exactly what happened in order to move forward into playoffs. And they definitely came up short. And one of the greatest things about this rivalry that I have now realized, because I've experienced it, is that it truly does feel different than any other game this entire year by a long shot. That game was talked about from the second the Cats beat Idaho. That entire week. It felt like the week leading up to Christmas when you're a kid. And when you wake up on the morning of Cats-Griz, you're excited like it's Christmas morning. And they definitely, I mean, there's no doubt about it. They came up short, and I don't think it was a lack of preparation. I don't think it was a lack of confidence going into the game. I just think it's the way that it turned out. And I think you could blame it on a number of things, but I don't think it's fair to say that the Cats didn't prepare for this one, that they weren't confident going into this one. I think that they just came up short, and to put it simply, Montana was the better team in this one. And I do think that there were a lot of on the line, like you said, for both teams. And I think, yeah, it stinks. It stinks for Coach Vigen. It stinks for the whole fan base. It stinks for the whole team, for those seniors. However, you got to move forward, and you have to think about the 9 games prior, which was essentially the entire season. They had a 9-game winning streak.
Right.
Come on. I mean, they finished the year 9-2. You can't cry over that.
Right.
And they had a first, they're one of the top teams, top seeds going into playoffs. So all you can do is pick up and move forward, or else you're just going to let this soil the season, and you can't let that happen.
No, you're 100%. Do you think the Cats, in your journalistic opinion, fell too far to the 8 seed? They lost once to an FCS team on the road and beat 2 ranked teams at the time on the road.
Yeah, I would say so. I was a little surprised when they were – I definitely think that Montana would have been put above them, but I don't think that they would have been 8th. I think that they performed too well overall this season. But who knows what went into that selection process, and especially that being the day after the Cats-Griz loss, which it wasn't a close game. I mean, it was 29-10 loss. Right. So, I think you could say that, yeah, they could have been a little bit of a higher seed, but 8th also isn't shocking either. Like I said, especially after that loss.
Alex Eshelman joining us here, Jason Walker Show. Awards yesterday, Troy Anderson, the Defensive Player of the Year. Kind of shocked me a little bit. Not that he didn't deserve it, but what did shock me is that he was so quiet all year. You never really heard of him. I mean, I don't know if he won a Player of the Week award maybe once. But to win the Defensive Player of the Year, and look at, I mean, it's Coulter Nuanez of Skyline Sports talked about it, how well, I mean, he was Freshman of the Year as a running back. He was unanimous first team as a quarterback. He was outside linebacker first team. Now he's the Defensive Player of the Year middle. Is there a player like Troy Anderson out there in any league?
No, I don't think so. And Coach Banks touched on that in his press conference today. He said that this kid is so dynamic. He's set himself up, regardless of his injury. He's set himself up purely from an athletic standpoint and a versatility standpoint to be able to fit really any role on an NFL team. And I think that that's kind of the question looming in people's minds at this point. Like, okay, is this guy going to be able to be a draft prospect? Is he going to get drafted? what does that look like? And I think that from a versatility standpoint and from an athletic standpoint, who he is as an overall person, that comes into account. And I think that comes into account more than people even realize in anything. I think that he's set himself up perfectly to move on to that next level.
Well, it's funny because the first 2 years he was in college, everybody talked about he's the best NFL linebacking prospect playing quarterback or running back in the Big Sky Conference.
Right.
The dude, I mean, he's a starter in 4 years at 4 different positions.
Mm-hmm.
I miss him. I miss him already.
Yeah, and what I find so inspiring as well is, and obviously I'm not around him day in and day out. I don't know him from a friend standpoint or anything like that. However, being able to cover him and being able to be around him in practice and game-like situations, he never complains. Mm-hmm. I mean, being able to bop from quarterback to running back to linebacker, if that were me, I would go, geez, I'm being thrown around like a rag doll sometimes. I don't know where I'm going to go next, what I'm going to do, where they're going to put me. He doesn't complain. He just does his job, and he does it because he loves his teammates, and he just wants to win. And he doesn't care how he's going to play a role in that. He just wants to win.
You know what surprised me when the awards came out was Jace Lewis, the great linebacker from Montana, was only second team. I mean, Pat O'Connell earned it first team honors, but Jace Lewis is a finalist for the Buchanan along with Troy, along with Pat O'Connell. But he was only second team. That surprised me a little bit. Were there any surprises to you on the Big Sky All-Conference teams?
That's a good question, Jason. In terms of Montana State's, no. I think every guy who was named first team, I don't think I would have picked anyone else. I think that those 6 were definitely the guys that I would have picked. In terms of Jace Lewis, from watching Montana and especially the week leading up to Cats-Griz, watching their defense and learning a little bit more and going in depth prior to that rivalry game, Patrick O'Connell to me seems kind of like I would pick Patrick O'Connell, and nothing against Jace Lewis. I think that he's fantastic, and I think he's also, like Troy Anderson, a great overall human being and a person that you would want to represent the Treasure State. But I do think when watching tape, Patrick O'Connell just stands out. He's just a little more disruptive in the pocket, and I don't know what that is, but you can see him a little bit more than you see Jace Lewis. You see Jace Lewis assisting Patrick O'Connell, I think, in certain situations more than you see him being the main guy.
Well, and that could be a lot of it too, Alex, of everybody's blocking for Jace, anticipating Jace to be there, and O'Connell has such a great season. Look, the Cats and the Grizz defense, the 2 best defenses, I think, maybe in the nation in FCS football this year. They're both really good. Now they both get the bye. The Grizz are the 6th seed, some arguing that they have the tougher road to the championship if they get there. The Cats, the 8th seed. This week off, I think maybe I'm wrong, but you can tell me, does this benefit the Cats more or the Grizz more?
Oh, the Cats.
Okay.
I think the Cats. I think the Grizz are on a high right now. They just, no offense to the Cats, but crushed Montana State at home. I think that they're riding on a wave, and maybe that'll bite them in the butt in playoffs. Who knows? Because when you're confident and you're feeling confident, you can always feel maybe a little overly confident. So who knows? We'll have to see how that plays out. But I think more than anything, the Bobcats need a minute to regroup. And I think it's really interesting, Jason, because throughout our time of talking on this podcast, we would talk about Montana, and at the halfway point in their year, they were banged up. Mm-hmm. They were injured, and we were going, are they going to be able to recover in time for Cats-Griz? I think that they're playing their best football right now, and I'm not saying that the Cats aren't. I just think that maybe injuries are starting to set in a little bit for the Cats. Maybe they're getting a little tired. Who knows? I mean, and everybody's tired at this point. But I think that Montana State needs a minute to regroup, to really just take a step back and take a breather, because they've they were riding a winning streak and a wave for so long. You kind of almost go, with a first-year head coach, with a first-year coaching staff, a new OC, new DC, you wonder, you're like, it's almost bound for something to happen. And maybe that was that Cat-Griz loss, and maybe they just need a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I think that's good. I mean, teams talk about that all the time, or we do talk about it all the time. Like when a team is on a roll, they lose going into, a conference tournament, going into March Madness, or the last game before, the playoff, whatever it is, sometimes that benefits. And maybe we'll see if that helps the Cats. I got a quote on Facebook from a guy that listens all the time, Howard, talking about Troy Anderson, blue-collar, lunch pail mentality. And I think that describes Troy and Jace Lewis, and maybe Patrick O'Connell too, but definitely Troy to a T.
I couldn't agree more. I think you don't even have to know him as a person and know him personally and closely to know that he is one of the most stand-up human beings, not just in the state of Montana, but all that there is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a finalist for the academic Heisman. He is Big Sky's Defensive Player of the Year, probably most likely going to the NFL, getting a shot to play in the pros. And meanwhile, he never talks about himself. He always loves talking about his teammates more. He never complains. I mean, you just can't say enough good things about him, and it's cool. It's cool to see that, and it's really the definition of what it means to be a Montanan. He's from a small town in Dillon, and I think it's so interesting in today's day and age, especially growing up, and I loved growing up in Sacramento, California, but it is very, very competitive there and very, very competitive in California, and I think that kids can get so caught up in having to set yourself up perfectly to be the next Tom Brady. And you see a guy like Troy Anderson setting the example, and he's from Dillon, Montana. And he's got the right mindset and the right priorities. So just as an overall person, 10 out of 10.
Yep. And I could say the same thing about Jace, knowing him since high school in Townsend, which is smaller than Dillon. But yeah, I mean, you have the two best players in the Big Sky, arguably, that are from two small towns in the state, which says a lot about the state of Montana. I mean, everybody talks about Ohio and Florida and Texas. Montana high school football, in my eyes, is right up there as well.
I think so too, and I think that, going back to what I was saying about growing up in California, you don't have to be from the best of the best high school, or you don't have to go to the best of the best college to be somebody and to have the right values and to set yourself up for success. And I think that Montanans do such a great job of instilling, and Troy's even touched on this in his interviews. He hasn't talked once about, his hopes and dreams of going to the pros. He just has said, I just like playing football. I like going out there, playing with my guys. It's wholesome. And it's salt of the earth people that have their priorities straight in life. It's not about trying to be the next Tom Brady. It's about what the game teaches you and what athletics gives you in life as a person. And this state does a good job of instilling that in their kids, and you can see that with Troy and Jace.
Well, here's what I want. I want the Dallas Cowboys to have Troy Anderson and Jace Lewis anchoring their linebacking core for the next 10 years.
Let's go.
I'm a Cowboys guy.
Jerry Jones up.
Yeah, you get right on that. You have all the friends and all the connections.
Yeah, sure. I have a couple friends on the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, and maybe
Whoa. That's the best cheerleading crew of all time.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
Oh.
I couldn't have made really any pro team probably just because I was more a gymnast cheerleader route. But in my opinion, and this is no offense to any of the other pro cheer teams, but it's Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and nothing. Like, you go that route, you go for the gold. Everything else is secondary to Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. It's just the truth.
I knew a girl from Montana. I think she was from Absaroka, and she was a cheerleader for the Raiders back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh.
There's a girl from Bozeman. She's from CMR in Great Falls, but she went to school at MSU. She used to dance for Portland Trailblazers, Sacramento Kings.
Pepper.
Pepper Park. You know Pepper.
Yes.
I love Pepper.
I judged Gallatin High School cheer tryouts with her. So we hit it off right off the bat. I loved hearing about her cheerleading career.
Oh, she's fantastic. Fantastic. Yes. My all-time favorite dancer.
Yeah, she kills it. And she still does. She hosts classes, and I have yet to go to a class, but I am hoping to at one point.
All right. Let's talk about volleyball for a second. Montana State, just so close to playing for that Big Sky Championship. Daniel Jones has a really good volleyball team down there in Bozeman.
He does, Jason. And my favorite thing about Coach Jones is that you can feel the passion that he has for coaching women, and not just on the court, but giving them that confidence off the court to go out and do whatever they want to do in life. And that empowers me as a female journalist, just listening to him talk and listening to his passion that he gives to the women on his team. And yeah, it was tough. They came close. And I think that was the storyline of their entire season.
Yeah.
It was kind of back and forth all over the place. It wasn't bad. I mean, it was a good season for sure, but it was hard, I think, for them to find some consistency, in terms of getting those close wins at the very end of certain matches. But the culture's set. I think Coach Jones is getting the type of girls and the type of team that he really wants, and it's going in a positive direction. I just think he needs to keep moving forward. Oh, little hair flipping.
Hey, whatever.
Keep moving forward. Keep recruiting the types of women that he is. And shout out to JoJo Raddick, man. Bozeman native, freshman player of the year for the Big Sky, and boy, she has stepped up to the plate when it comes to just contributing up front and up at the net, and she is so fun to watch.
Alex Eshelman, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. A couple final ones for you. We're going to talk a lot about football, obviously, next Wednesday here on the show. Basketball still continues. The Lady Grizz, quietly, in Brian Holsinger's first year, great wins on the road over teams that have beaten Montana State women in the same environment. So Lady Grizz playing quietly good basketball right now.
They are. And I think that the Cats are having a little bit of women are having a little bit of a slow start here. But there's a lot of basketball to be played. It's better to get it's better to work the kinks out now and figure out what you want your identity to be. Come conference season, you got to be ready to go. So it's better to have a slow start now. And the Lady Grizz, hats off to them. However, like I just said, it's the start of the season. So anything can happen when you get to conference play.
Well, there's two players I think of for each team. Sammy Fatkin back for the Lady Grizz after, she's an Arizona girl. But missed last year after leaving the team. But then she's back and killing it. And then Darian White, how good is she for the Bobcat women? Those two, that's going to be a great battle for the next this year, watching those two go at it.
Oh, yeah, it is. And watching Darian, she is sassy. And it's fun to watch her get a little hyped up and competitive. Because she whips it out, and when she's in game mode, it's so fun to watch. And every time I watch her, I'm like, I wish I could be as cool as you. I was never playing volleyball, Jason. The ball would be coming at my head, and I'm like, whoa, close one. Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Did anyone see that? I almost got hit in the head with the volleyball. Yeah, no, I was not. There was a reason why I was doing backflips in the air. I do a backflip in the air and shake the pom-poms a little bit, do some dances.
I got to ask you this. Go back to football real quick. Talolo Limu Jones, Eastern Washington. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you saw his comments about the Grizz didn't deserve a seed. And Eastern Washington, if they beat Northern Iowa this week, will play at Montana next week. Thoughts?
I don't know if you can say that they didn't deserve a seed.
Eastern Washington beat them. I'm just saying. That's what he said, though. I mean, I'm just...
Oh, yeah. No, I respect his opinion. I don't think it's totally out of the blue. I think that there's some logic behind that, but I wouldn't say that they didn't deserve a seed. What do you think?
No, I agree. They should have been a seed. Would I flip them? Yeah, I would have put the Cats. Well, I don't know. The Cats might have an easier route. I don't know. We'll see. But how about this? We'll talk about this next week. If Missouri State wins, Bobby Petrino's coming home to Montana to coach against the Cats. And Paul just lost his job at Idaho. Rob Fennessy lost his job at Idaho State. The coaching carousel's on the move, but I can't wait for next week. I do have to ask you this. I have to find it. Hold on. Billboard Music Charts just released its top 10 greatest bands of all time, or greatest all-time artists. You ready for this?
All right, yeah.
Okay, The Beatles, number 1.
Okay.
Madonna's number 2.
Okay.
Elton John, Elvis Presley, Mariah Carey, your top 5.
Mariah Carey?
Yeah.
No offense to Mariah Carey. I think she's amazing, but I don't know if she would not be in my top 5. Over Beyonce?
Beyonce's not even in the top 10.
Oh, no. Okay,
Okay.
Something's wrong.
Here's your
Something's
six.
really, really wrong. No.
Here's 6 through 10 in order. Stevie Wonder's number 6. Janet Jackson, number 7.
Mariah Carey above Stevie Wonder? Okay, keep going.
Michael Jackson, number 8, behind Janet. And then Whitney Houston, 9, and Rihanna is 10.
See, I saw people really upset about this, and to be honest with you, I kind of overlooked it. I just glanced at it. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Now that you're reading this off to me, I'm thoroughly annoyed. There's so much wrong with that top 10. And I'm not going to sit here and say I have so many other friends that are music enthusiasts and are very into this type of stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not the best when it comes to my musical knowledge, but I will say that there's something wrong with that list.
Well, how do you not have Garth in there?
And
Michael's number 8.
Janet?
Yes, Michael's number 8.
No, there's things wrong with this.
I might put Michael in the top 2.
Yeah, and Madonna's right up there with, like, Madonna and Michael Jackson to me are you're tied, but Madonna, in my opinion, should be behind Michael Jackson.
Yes, I completely agree with that. All right.
Problem area for them. Yeah.
All right. Did you see? I'm not sure if you saw what I sent you, the beanies, because you're wearing a beanie.
Yes, I saw it, and I literally logged on this, and I go, "Oh my God, Jason's going to give me crap for this."
How I think I look in a beanie, which is Alex Eshelman, and then how I actually look in a beanie, and it's William H. Macy.
Stop. Let me tell you, this is the beanie. I've told you this. The beanie is the definition of not wanting to do your hair.
True.
There you go.
All right. I got a comment. Neil Diamond ahead of Mariah Carey. No? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't love Mariah Carey. That's my but if I'm taking my personal opinion out of it, I think she's amazing. But and especially old Mariah Carey.
Yes, early 90s Mariah, not
old Mariah Carey, and obviously her Christmas song.
No, now you lost me.
Well, it is. I mean, it's not my personal favorite. I'm more of like a Frank Sinatra,
Ooh.
A Nat King Cole, like old Christmas music. And Michael Bublé, you can throw him in there too. He's newer, but obviously.
But that works. That works.
Classic Christmas music. That Christmas song though, that's like everyone's favorite. That's like the commercial Christmas song.
Okay. All right. I got nothing else. I've kept you for a long time. Are you working today, or are you just can't?
I am. Yep, I'm getting stuff done ahead of time so I can kind of have definitely a Saturday, Sunday with my family. So I'm going to get my Friday stuff done. Then I go up to Big Sky tomorrow morning for opening day, which I'm very excited to go see all the skiers, snowboarders shredded up. Yep. And that will be for Saturday. So there you go.
Oh, you doing a story tomorrow?
Yeah, just a little, you know, it's opening week.
Little VOSOT.
You know, how excited is everyone? And it's nothing too serious.
See, I know my terms. Package, VOSOT.
Yep. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Howard said Frank rocks. I got to ask you, Frank or Dean?
Ooh, Frank.
Oh. Okay.
No,
I'm a Dean guy. I love Dean. Dean just had more swagger. Like, just...
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that, but New York, like...
Overplayed. I'm not a Yankee guy.
No,
though.
That's one of the best songs. You know, what else is there? There's so many songs of his.
That's Amore.
Yeah, that one...
Memories are made of this.
There's so many. I need this is where I mess up. Like, I know all of the songs, I listen to them all the time, but I don't know half the time I don't know the titles. No. But I love Frank Sinatra. I will say that.
I like Frank. I will say he's got his own channel. Dean doesn't on Sirius XM, but Dean's the best.
Dean is great. Nat King Cole is also great.
I do like me some Nat King Cole. All right.
You can't go wrong.
I can't wait to talk Christmas songs. By the way, movies, real quick. Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, Christmas movies, yay or nay?
Nay.
Okay.
Really? We're going to go with those movies?
Well, that's what everybody says.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, no. I mean, no.
Express,
those are... Polar Express is okay.
Grinch, Elf.
I'm not a Grinch guy. I can't wait. Okay, we're going to talk... No, we're going to talk Christmas movies in December.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of our... We're acting like Target and Walmart and all of the corporations out there that start putting their Christmas stuff out.
Before Halloween. Okay.
Calm down.
Okay, two movies that are not Christmas movies. Ready for this? Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
And Miracle on 34th Street. Because it's a Thanksgiving movie. They're talking about the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I guess you're right. Yeah. Okay. Nightmare Before Christmas? Is that
Tim Burton?
Who produced that movie?
Tim Burton.
Yeah, no, I don't know. No. I don't like Nightmare Before Christmas. It's weird. No.
No, I agree with you. Okay.
But then again, I love Coraline, and no one, like, people think I'm a freak because I like Coraline. I loved Coraline so much that I wanted to be Coraline for Halloween in 4th grade. And I was too sick to wear the costume because I got sick that year and couldn't wear it. But I love Coraline, so I don't know.
Man, we're going to have fun in December. Hey, enjoy not covering football this weekend.
Thank you.
Have fun at Big Sky.
Your Thanksgiving with your family.
Yes, you too.
I'm very thankful to be on your show every week. It's very fun, and it's definitely been a highlight of my football season. So thank you.
I can't wait for basketball, which starts next week, believe it or not.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Very excited to talk basketball. Yes. It's about time. It's getting a little too cold outside. I'm ready to sit inside.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can't wear your beanie inside all the time, though.
I know. Going to be an issue.
All right. Alex, have yourself a wonderful Thanksgiving. Say hi to the family. I can't wait to meet them someday.
Yes, maybe at a football game.
Maybe I will be coming December 4th. I am coming to the playoff game.
Okay, great. I'll see you there.
So I will be there for that, as long as I don't get sick. But
awesome.
Hey, have a great Thanksgiving. Safe travels to Big Sky and back, and we'll talk next week.
Thanks, Jason. Always a pleasure to be on your show. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You as well. That is Alex Eshelman joining us here, Jason Walker Show, presented by Dinner's Done Right. That's what she said, and she is the best. There's nobody better than Alex. She is fantastic. Went a little long. We'll talk, Thanksgiving next when we come back. Hang on.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. I don't know why we're playing Christmas music right now, but I will stop it. Can we find something else? It's not Christmas yet. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. How about this one? That's not bad. Okay. Jason Walker Show back. Final segment on a Wednesday. Thanks to Alex Eshelman. She's so I mean, she's awesome. And just fun. And, yeah. Can't wait to have her back next week. All year. We're going to have her on all year. All right. We're off tomorrow, obviously. Friday as well. Monday we'll be back. We'll talk playoffs as well. As we'll find out who the Cats-Griz will play. Let's see here. We got Carroll women are ranked 6th in the country and playing at number 4th ranked and defending runners-up Thomas More today in Kentucky. And there's absolutely zero radio coverage because apparently non-conference games don't matter. Like, okay. Like, how does that happen? Right? Oh, congratulations, by the way. Paige Barch of Capital, the freshman of the year in the volleyball in the Mountain West. That's awesome. Congratulations, Paige. Let's see here. Thomas More leading Carroll, by the way, 33-32 at the half. That's in Kentucky, and it's not on your radio. Just saying. All right, let's do On This Day in History. It is brought to you by Mountain Nutrition. Mountain Nutrition between BMC and Auto Concepts and in Helena. And they will be closed tomorrow, but open 6 to 2 at 3222 Centennial Drive on Friday, and then 8 to 4 Friday at Stack's in East Helena as well. A little pop-up location, which is really cool. So you can stop in and check that out. All right, today is November the 24th. It is Taiwan Day, Sardines Day, and National Jukebox Day. On this day, 1938, National Semi-Pro Basketball Congress authorized the yellow basketball. How about that? 1951, Grey Cup. Ottawa Rough Riders claimed the 4th championship with a win over Saskatchewan. The Ottawa Rough Riders, with 2 words, beat the Saskatchewan Rough Riders 1 word. 1953, Walter Alston of the Dodgers signs a 1-year deal to be the manager for 1954. He would then sign 23 one-year agreements until 1976. 1956, Grey Cup. Edmonton goes 3 in a row, beating Montreal for the 3rd straight year. 1960, Wilt Chamberlain of Philadelphia at the time, an NBA record 55 rebounds. 1971, on this date, American Dan Cooper hijacked a plane, $200,000 ransom, jumped out of that plane, has never been seen again. Except in, was it Up the Creek? Without a Paddle. That was the name of the movie. Without a Paddle. 1977 Miami Dolphins quarterback Bob Greasy, 6 touchdowns and a win. 1985 Grey Cup. BC Lions defeat the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and it was the final CFL game played with a 25-yard long end zone. Oscar Robertson, the Big O, born on this date in 1938. Ted Bundy, born on this date, 1946. Lee Harvey Oswald died on this date in 1963. And on this date in 2005, Mr. Miyagi passed away. Pat Morita, Noriyuki Pat Morita. Happy Days, Karate Kid, died of kidney failure at the age of 73.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Oh, great fun. Great fun. Hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving, wherever you spend it. Tomorrow, with family, friends, by yourself, who knows. Hope you have a good one. Big thanks to Alex Eshelman joining us. Katie Lynn Krause this week as well, Miss Rodeo Montana. She will be off to Vegas in a couple of days for Miss Rodeo America, so good luck to her. It's been a fun week. Tomorrow off, Friday off, back Monday with your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. We will talk playoff football. Like I said, we'll know who the Cats and the Griz play after Saturday night when it is all said and done. Have fun today. Be careful this weekend, okay? But have fun. Take care of yourself. Take care of a loved one. And just love one another. How's that? Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. We have fabulous sponsors. We have fabulous listeners. And we appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll do it again next week. Jason Walker Show is presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it's your vehicle, it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you Monday here, Jason Walker Show. Go to jasonwalkershow.com anytime or anywhere. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a good weekend.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.